Hey there, we're going to talk about the Armenian genocide and what is happening or what happened in Armenia. Now, Armenia, it's important to understand, is an ethnic region within the Ottoman Empire. So at this time period, the Ottoman Empire is going to control a large, vast area of around Turkey, parts of the Levant. They're going to technically control Egypt, even though it's run by the British. They're going to be controlling the Caucasus region as well. Now, the Armenians are an ethnic group located within the Ottoman Empire in this Caucasus region, as you can see right here between the Black Sea and then the Caspian Sea. They have a history of being treated as second-class citizens within the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans really do not like the Armenians, and they're going to treat them very different than they will treat really any other group located within inside their empire. So the Armenians are treated differently. Additionally, they're Orthodox, okay? The Armenians are Orthodox, whereas the Ottomans are going to be Muslim. The Turks are going to be Muslim. So there's going to be a religious difference going on right through here as well, which is really going to make the Armenians different than the rest of the Ottoman Empire in that regard, okay? When you have a different language, different ethnicity, then a different religion, it's a lot harder to really kind of mingle together with the other group of people, especially when the other group of people simply do not like you, as is what's happening here in the Ottoman Empire. Then on April 8th of 1915, the Ottoman Turks begin deportation and massacre of the Armenians. Now, this is during World War I. The Ottoman Empire is involved in the war, and they're going to slowly begin taking the Armenians, who they don't want there anyways, really using this as an excuse to get them out. So they're going to deport them away from where their homes are, and then they're going to massacre them, simply killing them. Turks are going to be very bitter about the loss of men in the Caucasus region at this time. Remember, if you look up just north of the Caucasus, you have the Russian Empire. Now, the Russian Empire is going to be fighting against the Ottomans during this time, so it's going to give the Russians a reason to come down here and try to possibly claim this land. The Turks have lost a number of men in this region, and they are bitter about what is going on, and they're going to ultimately go back and blame the Armenians for this. Additionally, many Armenians are fighting with the Russians, and the reason they're fighting with the Russians is for a number of different reasons. One, the Russians are also Orthodox, so you have the same kind of religion. They identify closer with the Russians. Additionally, they do not like what the Ottomans are doing. They do not feel the Ottomans are treating them well, and they would like a kind of change of scenery. This is going to be what the Armenians or the Turks are using to justify what they're going to be doing to the Armenians, saying that they're fighting with the Armenian or the Russians, therefore it is just for us to do this. However, if you go and kill people who are innocent civilians, as we know already from talking about the ethics of war, we understand that this really is not an ethical or just thing to be doing. Now, the Armenians are going to, or the Turks are going to do this simply as a way of preventing the Armenians from fighting for independence from the Ottomans. Okay, the Armenians realize that if they join with the Russians, they can repel the Ottomans and then declare their own independent state, have their own independent state with their own religion, own language, their own kind of way of living. They feel oppressed by the Ottomans. They do not want this. It's almost like imperialism. They're trying to find a way of getting their own state. The Turks are going to come in here, the Ottoman Turks, and they are going to do this in order to prevent them from declaring independence. Additionally, some people within the Ottoman Empire feel that in this new Ottoman state, moving forward, they don't feel that minorities really belong. Okay, you should be a Turk. If you're not a Turk, you really don't have a place in the Ottoman Empire. That's going to be used to justify a lot of what they're going to do here. So what they're going to do is they're going to line up about 1.5 million, not all at once, but over this series of months, line them up and then shoot them. Okay, they're going to be shot and killed simply because they are Armenian. Additionally, there's going to be millions who are going to be tortured by the Ottoman Turks simply because they are Armenian. And it's important to understand that even today, this is not recognized by the Turkish state. Okay, Turkey today does not recognize that this event happened. Just saying genocide in Turkey is actually illegal, but they do not recognize that this genocide actually happens. If you were to go to Turkey today, the Armenian regions, there are very few people there who are still Armenian. If they are, they're most likely not going to admit it. The Armenian churches are really kind of just left to fall apart, overgrown, and really not kept up at all, barbed wired off. And this is still a very sensitive subject in Turkey, but it's important to understand that at this time, 1.5 million Armenians were lined up, killed, and shot, and many more were tortured simply for who they were. So yeah, nice, depressing thing to talk about to start off this one. Any questions, comment them down below. Otherwise, good luck.